Power of the People. Hi, everybody. I'm Laurie Guest, and we are gearing up for Customer Service Week, which is right around the corner, October 4 through 8. And the theme this year is the power of service. So we've been taking a look at what I think is the three-pack to power. And today we're on the third and final installment, the power of the people. So we're shifting the focus just a bit, and we're looking at the celebration of your internal customer. I spend a lot of time talking about the external and how we can serve them, how small change can pay off big. Well, you know what? Small change inside can pay off big too. Let's think for a moment about the fact that your staff, many of them, may have moved from the comfort of the workplace office to the kitchen table cubicle with spotty Wi-Fi. They've traded in water cooler conversations for home distractions. So it is time to celebrate the team and honor them with the same treatment that we strive to deliver to our external customers. And that starts with meeting their basic needs to do the job and a watchful eye on their personal well-being. I have two brief stories. The first one, I have a person in my life I know who is currently working in a healthcare setting, and there's a piece of equipment that she's responsible for that needs servicing at least twice a year to keep it safe and keep it doing what it's supposed to do. She has to get a requisition approved from a higher authority to activate the launch sequence to get this piece of equipment serviced. And for some reason, she's not getting the approval she needs. Even after repeated asking, she's not getting the approval. What happens? She is discouraged. She's frustrated, at times even angry, because she's trying to do her job, and a simple approval process is stopping this from happening. It really is a shame. She's just so exhausted and frustrated and cannot comprehend why this basic need is not being met. Several years ago, when I was doing a lot of consulting, I would meet with individual staff members before a retreat and find out what was going on in the workplace. And when I would run across staff that were just glowing endlessly about the boss that they work for, I would always ask the same question. Some version of my question is, what does your boss do that prompts this glorious praise from you? And their answers, although different, always fell into the same category of being cared about as a person and not just about the role they fill at work. By paying attention to more than just the bottom line, stronger relationships can be built. Here's another. One time I was interviewing a staff member in a healthcare clinic who was on the verge of being let go. She didn't even know it at the time. The doctor wanted me to meet with her and try to dig down a little bit to figure out what was really going on because she'd been a great staff member for a long time. So I met with her and I expected to hear just these terrible stories of things I didn't have the ability to fix for her. That's what I thought was going to happen. You won't believe this. It came down to her office chair. It was uncomfortable. It was giving her a backache. It was very old, and she'd asked the doctor repeatedly if she could please have a new chair. And every time, according to her, he gave an answer that just iced the request. It was, sure, let me think about that, or yes, let's talk about that at our next meeting. He was constantly pushing it off. She was uncomfortable, and more than anything else, she felt uncared for. So we open up the catalog. We pick out a chair together, which was under $150. And for that small price, she felt cared for. When I asked the doctor about it, he didn't even remember she had ever asked. So I don't know which side of the story is the most accurate, but I do know this. Communication, caring about what would make her feel better in the workplace, and accomplishing that with a relatively low expenditure made everything better. Retaining talent that is already trained and on board with your organization's service mindset is much easier than hiring new staff. We all know that. If you make it a priority to learn what motivates your team and help them understand your service expectations, your employees will be more satisfied and they'll stay with you longer. And that is a fact. In what areas can you make your customer, internal and external, feel truly appreciated? I'll be back that first week in October to appreciate you. Thanks for listening.